Hello students, today's lecture will be on maximum flow problem. Let us see the problem statement. Under optimization theory, we have many optimization problems and one of them is this maximum flow problem, which involves finding a feasible flow through a flow network that obtains the maximum possible flow rate. So what does this mean? Consider the given network. So in this network, each edge is labeled with a capacity, and this is the maximum amount of flow this particular edge can carry. So 12 will be the maximum capacity between the nodes 1 and 3. And the goal is to figure out how much flow can be pushed from the vertex, a source vertex, to the sink vertex. Okay. So 0 is the source vertex here, as it's mentioned here, and 5 is the sink vertex. So this is a directed network because arrows are there. So given a directed network G with edge capacities given by CWs, the values given here, the aim is to determine the maximum amount of flow that can be sent from a source node S to a sink node T. And for the given example, this is the value that they have calculated. We will take the same example and go through step by step and find out how they are arriving at this particular value. So basically this can be solved using a Naive-Greedy algorithm. We have already seen what greedy algorithm is. So it will start by finding out all the possible paths and whichever is having the maximum capacity and so on. But that is not a very optimal approach. So we will go for the other approach, which will use residual graphs, but it is done by a specific algorithm, which we will see now. So as per this algorithm, we are considering this network. So the network has a source node and a sink node. The various edges are labeled with the values. So we will start by finding path from source to sink one by one. So we are starting here. We are taking this red lined path. Initially all the edges are 0, that is we have not started flowing anything. So in this we are marking this as 0, this as 0, this as 0, this as 0 and so on. Now among this path, among these edges, consider the minimum value. Here it is 16, 12, 9, 14 and 4. So 4 is the minimum value. So we will take this to be the amount of flow with this path. So in the next slide, as we can see, we are adding this 4 to all the edges in the path. So out of 16, already 4 has been covered. An understanding like this. So out of 12, 4 is covered and so on. This particular edge is already full. Path is of full capacity. Out of 4, 4 is achieved. So within this path, we have achieved this. So you put this 4 here. So we've added 4 to the edges in the path, and then we conclude that if I go through this path, the maximum capacity I am reaching here is 4. Now try to choose another path. So I choose a path like this, like this. Now already this path is full. So I don't choose this, I go like this and come here. So the red line is the second path which I have chosen. Now in this path I have to consider which is the minimum value. So here if I take out of 16, 11. Out of 10, 7. Out of 14, 11. And out of 7, 7. So which is the minimum value? As we found in the previous slide, it is 7. So we are adding 7 to all the edges in this particular path. So that is why we have arrived at these values. So initially it was 4 here, so 4 plus 7, it is 11 and so on. So now already it was 4. Now we added 7 using this path. So 4 plus 7, you make it 11. Now this path is over, second path. So we will go and choose a third path. So for the third path, I choose this path. So across this path, I have to find the minimum edge. Now this is 0. We have not considered this. So this is 0. Whereas when I come here, it is in this direction, it is 0 of 4. Whereas in this direction, it is 7 of 10 from here. So if I take this direction, it means that 3 is remaining. In the downward direction, 3 is remaining because 7 is already occupied. So we can consider the opposite direction. That is going to be 7 out of the 10. And here, so we can add this up arrow along with this up arrow because I am considering this only as my path. So 7 plus 4 will be 11. So in this line, the capacity is given as 11. So here it is 13, here it is 11. Now 12, 4, so it is 8 here. Out of 27 is gone, so 13 here. So we have 13, 11, 8 and 13. So 8 is the minimum value which has to be added with all the edges in this path. That is the step we are doing in every path that we choose. So I have added it here. So 8, 0 was there initially, it has become 8. Here it was also 0, so it has become 8. Now it is full capacity is reached here. Here it was 7, so 7 plus 8, 15. Now 8 has been added, so that particular 8 is added to this. We finished this path, so we will add that 8 to the already existing 11. So we are getting 19. So this path is over, so consider another path. So I am choosing the next path. So whatever is not chosen already, that we will be choosing. So we are choosing a new path which was not chosen previously. So again in this, when I come here, actually this is this side arrow, but we want to take the path upward. So this is 4 by 9 means this direction is 5. So the remaining 4 is going upward. So that is the calculation we will do. So here it is, out of 13, 8 is gone, so 5 is remaining. In this direction it is 4. Here already 15 is gone, so remaining 5. So this is the values 5, 4 and 5. So out of this 4 is the minimum. So this particular 4 has to be added with all the edges in this line, in this path. So that's what I am doing here. So initially it was 8, so 8 plus 4, 12. Here it was 5, 5 plus 4, 9. Here it was 15, 15 plus 4, 19. So initially it was 19 here in the previous slide. We have added 4 to it, it has become 23. Now we have exhausted with all the paths. There are no other paths available. So we have exhausted with all the paths. So now we can check for two things. One is from the source, this side there is 11 coming out. The remaining is 11 here. And here it is 12. So 11 plus 12 is 23. So from the source, a flow of 23 is coming. And here when I see, this is 19, this is 4. So 19 is reaching here. From here also 4 is reaching. So 19 plus 4 is 23. So what started from the source has comfortably reached the destination or the sink. So what was here 23 is being received here. So this is the maximum flow that can be reached. So this is one validation which we can do to verify if we have completed the problem in the right manner. So this is the algorithm what we have done now, which has been developed by Ford Fulkerson, and we have a graph G, which is the network, which is consisting of node S as the source node and T as the sink node. So initially flow in all edges is 0. That is what we did in the very first slide. We put 0 for all the edges. Then while there exists an augmenting path P between S and T, in the residual network graph, we have to augment flow between S to T along the path P. That is what we were doing. Augmenting meaning adding the values. Initially it was 4, then we made it as 11 and 19, and then it finally ended with 23. So the augmented flow between S and T along the path P, which we are finding each time. Update the residual network graph. So that is what is the value we were doing. And finally when I return, I will get the maximum flow value. So I hope you have understood the concept. Concept is very simple. You can go through the slides once again. And this is a question which has appeared in the previous year university question paper. Determine the maximum flow in the following network. So similarly as how we discussed, values are given here. So we have to start with the source node, find each path, and for each path we have to keep on augmenting the values, initially considering the minimum value, then writing with that slash so that we determine how much flow has already been done, and so on. This is yet another problem. So please try out both the problems with the example given, and I hope you will be clear and thorough with the concept. Thank you.